Hi, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new video and project for you with one of my best-selling sets from Gina K Designs, Inspiration Mosaic. I've already shot several techniques and videos with this particular set, but I'm revisiting it today because something new, we now have it in premium quality clear photopolymer, and that's really exciting because this is such a versatile set. It goes with so many styles, great for so many techniques. I have several projects featured in my Fabulous Stamp Frames book using it. So I urge you to go through my backlog of videos to see the other ones that I've done, but I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for how to use it, and you might even want to repurchase it in clear if this is something you use a lot. Linda Payne, she is one of my biggest fans of this set. She has a wonderful blog, so I really hope that you will go check her out and you can see a lot of things over time that she has made with this set. Something I really like about it that's exciting, in addition to being able to see through it when you're stamping, just to find that perfect thing that you want to highlight, it's really valuable to be able to use the image sheet to just lay it over what you're stamping on. If you're trying to showcase a particular pretty element on a piece of pattern paper, that you can do that, or want to show you how you can use this on your photo projects, maybe in scrapbooking, or just to create something interesting and artistic looking that you can put into a frame or on a card. So this has a rule of thirds where you've got some off-centered things that are going to really focus or showcase your stamp sentiments or greetings, but on here we're going to use it on this photo. You can use it landscape or portrait style. So this is a landscape one. And as you can see, this is just framing up his little face there in the corner, and then my mom's face here. You can also turn it around, and you see that it can also work like that, and that's really cute. I kind of like it that way because it looks like he's peeking out of this little hole, like a tunnel or something. And then you would just crop it down so that you have an even amount all the way around that frame. When you're stamping on photos, you need to use a permanent ink like StazOn. I was going to show that today actually, but my StazOn pad is all dried up, so can't use that. But you need to use a permanent ink because other ones will smear, and I don't think you're going to be happy with the results on a glossy photo. In my Stamped Frames book, I do have a card project in here that I used regular ink on, but what I did is I actually printed out this photo of my son just on some regular cardstock. So just on flat, smooth cardstock, no problem to use any of your other ink pads with that frame. But I love this project. It was so easy to do, so I wanted to show y'all some tips for how you could do this with your own photos. Let me show you also here on this one how you can turn this into a portrait style photo. So over this one was already cropped, and it's a little bit smaller than the whole frame. This one was larger so I could have room on all the sides. But with this one, what I would just want to do is I would get it centered so that you're going to have a nice border at the top and then at the bottom, and then it's okay that it's going off the edges. It'll be consistent that you have a long border on the top and the bottom there. But I just love how that looks because now, I mean, I think this picture is adorable. Obviously, it's my son. But now when you put that on there, you're really noticing that tiny little hand, that little foot, and then that little face off-centered. So it just kind of makes each little piece of that photo special. So I just think it's a really fun look with photos. What you can also do is you can take these and turn just ordinary pictures from your magazines into cards. So these are some that I found in a Southern Living magazine. You're going to have a lot of recipe photos, which are really fun for maybe Valentine's Day or a birthday, which is what I did here. And on this, since it was glossy paper, I instead used the Gina K dark chocolate embossing powder with Versamark and a heat gun. I just love how that's looking like chocolate sauce. But anyway, this is really, really sharp with this embossing. And then this one was just an ad that I found. And what I did here is I just thought that the umbrellas would be kind of fun for like a rainy day, like a feel better card. So what I do is I just go through, flip through a magazine. So something like Southern Living, you're going to have a lot of great food pictures. You're going to have a lot of beautiful landscape pictures. You're going to find let's see what else, a lot of really pretty florals. So then what you do is you just go to your picture and you take your image sheet. Now make sure you always have the image sheet where you can read the words. if you have it flipped over this way, this is not the same layout as this or this. The blocks are going to be in a different place. So you want to make sure that you have it with the greetings facing up, and then you would just lay it over your picture and then just move it around until you find the parts that you really are just liking how it's fitting into those blocks. Had a few other ones in here that I wanted to show you and come back to make into projects later. If I can find them. Let me just go ahead and move on to the card. But just a lot of really fun opportunities. I also want to do this on some of our postcards that we got when we were in Europe. Maybe like something like this. So see, and you want to find, if you are going to have a greeting, a lot of times I don't even use a greeting, but if you do want to have one, make sure that it's a place that is a little bit more open in your shot so that you are going to be able to read that greeting once you stamp into it. So let's go ahead and move on to the card. I decided to make something with the kit today just because I know that y'all are all really excited about the new Made with Love kit. So I'm going to be making a card like this, and I just realized I should go ahead and use colors that are in the kit. So here is one of the stamp sets. This is the Better With You, and I'm also going to be using just some black Onyx ink, some adhesive, I've got my scissors, and then I've got just some foam squares to pop up a few elements that I cut out. So what we're going to do, I will post all the measurements for this below in the description, but just ink this up. You want to make sure, you want to try, I've already got some staining here, but you want to try not to go down by putting the corners in. If you keep your pad just flat, I like to ink it face up rather than going down onto the pad with these larger stamps. Make sure you get all the corners, and then you can tilt it in the light to make sure that it all looks shiny. If it has a little bit of staining on it, to make sure you really did get it all stamped the way you want. And then you're just going to lay it right over your cardstock and just carefully drop it down. Press all over and lift up. Perfect. Okay, so many different things could work in this. Another one that I have, I use some of those two-step flowers and just use some of the Blue Lagoon ink, and then I colored in here. But this is kind of similar to another card that I've already shown before in a video. So I just wanted to show how you could just make something really quick and simple with an image and a greeting. So I'm going to use these cats here, and I just love this silhouette, and I love how it looks like they're just seated in a little window. So you could do this either way in the layout, whether you want them to be this way or whether you want to do it this way. Okay, but I'm going to do it this way. So make sure I have that all inked up. And love the clear stamp, so you can just see right where their little feet are. And it just looks like those tails are curling around just right where it's supposed to be. So, and then I'm going to take the I love you and the you're perfect. Bring this back over. So you could use one of these greeting that's already in here. I love you forever, happy birthday, thinking of you. But I wanted to use some from the kit so that you can see how other greetings are going to work in these openings and how you can put them together by some of these little graphic elements that are in the set. So if it's a little smaller than you want it to be and you want to fill out some of that space, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stack these greetings. So I've got the I love you and you're perfect. And I'm leaving a little bit of room in between. Ink that up. And then a little bit on that E. There we go. So I'm just going to put that right there. Okay. And then you can take one of these elements like this line or the stitching or the circles or the squares. I use the circles. I just like circles. So it looks like a little row of brads. And I'm just going to put that right in between. Okay. And then I'm going to add just one little coordinating element. I've got this just single circle that looks like a brad. And you can just pop that into the corners. You can do more if you want. You could have this line repeat somewhere else around the frame, but I'm going to leave it like that. And then I just wanted to cut out some little hearts with this lipstick cardstock that also comes in the kit. All of these are in the kit. So when I do my hearts, I start at the bottom, and of course you can do the kind to make it symmetrical where you fold it in half, but then you're going to have a fold. So I always just start at the bottom and do the first lobe, and then I don't even try to make it match. It looks a little bit more whimsical when you've got the lobes offset, but if you need to do some trimming down, if you want to make them more even, then you can do that afterwards. Okay. And then I'm just going to have a little tiny one that I'm going to do. So this is a great way to use up your scraps. I just love this new color. You can never have enough reds, and it's really different from any of the ones that we already have. And then I'm just going to put this on some pop dots. And if you want to add a shadow, you could trace under those cats, but I'm just going to leave them as is. I just like that it's looking just very graphic and sparse here. It's black and white silhouette. And that's it. And then you would just attach your layers and you're done. I love this new set. I have so many ideas for it. I can't wait to show you more videos and projects with the Inspiration Mosaic in clear. Please visit my blog, Hands, Head, and Heart, for more ideas and inspiration for all of my stamp sets, and visit us at Gina K Designs and StampTV. One other thing, the reason I fumbled is because I think I forgot to tell you, if you're going to be stamping on one of your photos, you want to make sure that the embossing, you can't do that as far as I'm aware with your glossy photos, because if you try to heat set that, the photo will bubble up. So take it from me, I have tried it, that's what happens. So you want to use Stays On with your photos, or you want to use Stays On and do embossing if you're stamping on a glossy magazine picture. Hope that's helpful. Again, thank you for watching today. God bless.